I think this is the wrong case at the wrong time, Ari. I think that the case is in many ways stale at this juncture. You're talking about conduct that occurred some 8 years ago. I think the fact that it's occurring in state court in New York is a mistake. And I think that when you are going to potentially deprive tens of millions of Americans of their choice for the presidency of the United States, I think it's a mistake to do it based on a case of this nature.
Just saying. Appreciate Michael Avenatti would like the world to see him as a political prisoner. He's just somebody who got caught. How should we say? Finger in the pie. Maybe that's the perfect description. But he gets the red. This is really weird. Never going to criticise Ari Melber at all. Guy knows what he's on about. Just don't understand why you would roll out the red carpet for Avenatti, who is, he's using his moment to have a go at Alvin Bragg. I'll be honest with you, if you said to me, put $1 on Alvin Bragg and put $1 on Avenatti, my dollar is going all the way to Bragg. And I suppose Stormy Daniels would probably say the same.
Disgraced lawyer Michael Avenatti, who once represented a woman suing then-President Donald Trump, has been sentenced to 14 years in prison. Avenatti was convicted of stealing millions from his clients, including about $300,000 from Stormy Daniels. The judge said that he abused his position of trust because he thought people would believe his word over Daniels. Avenatti was also sentenced for tax fraud related to his coffee business.
Anyway, since we're here, can we bring up some popcorn and enjoy the moment of one cloud being destroyed by any other C word you like? Seriously. This used to go, by the way, as a Fox Primetime.
Understood that I was coming on your show tonight to talk about the case involving my client.
Well, I didn't tell you that, and I'm happy to talk about the case. I just played you a clip.
Tucker, you got to stop. Tucker, you got to stop interrupting me, okay? Because one of the conditions of me coming on tonight was that you were not going to do what you do routinely to guests, which is talk over them and interrupt them. So just let me finish with my answer, okay? Let me finish with my answer.
I said I'd give you a fair interview. I actually don't have an interest in squabbling with you at all or name calling. I've done a lot of that to you, and
right, but not to me. No, but not to my face.
I could, but what's the point? I want to take you seriously. I'm serious.
Okay.
So I just played a clip of what you said at a rally. You're traveling to states because you want to influence policy direction. Correct. I don't think it's unfair to ask you about something that you said.
What's the question?
And the question, let me restate it, is you said that Russia has done something that is equivalent to putting 100,000 troops on our border. That's an act of war.
Correct.
And I wonder two things. One, what you would do as president if that happened under your watch. And two, what do you think Russia thinks watching public figures like you say that we're at war with Russia? What effect do you think that has?
Well, first of all, there's no question that Russia interfered with the 2016 election in a very serious way. The only question is, what was the involvement in Donald Trump or by Donald Trump and his cronies in the process? Okay. And that's what Bob Mueller's in the process of getting to the bottom of.
But how should we as a country respond?
There you go, interrupting me. Okay. So how should we respond?
Yes, I asked you 3 times.
We should respond with the absolute force of the law. We should be doing everything in our power to bring those individuals to justice, those individuals that are also in Russia. And let me tell you what we should not be doing. We should not be standing shoulder to shoulder with Vladimir Putin and choosing Russia over the hardworking men and women of the intelligence community that risk their lives for this country. So the president has sold out the United States.
So the
for the
administration announced today a new round of even tougher sanction against Russia. Do you support that?
I think it's a start, but I don't think it's
what would be the end?
I don't think it's a step in the right direction. I don't think the president has shown any leadership relating
sanctions
to Sanctions
are not a step in the right direction?
No, I said it's a step, but it's not enough. Okay. I believe that President should demand the extradition of each and every individual in Russia that Bob Mueller and others believe were responsible for the election meddling in 2016.
Okay, so a number of people have been charged. Okay,
I think that's a start.
But if you really believe that it's the same as 100,000, what I'm saying is you're using reckless rhetoric on a subject you don't really understand that increases the temperature between the United States and a nuclear-armed adversary. Is that a responsible thing to do?
I think under the circumstances, I stand by my words, and I think for you to
that it's 100,000 troops on the border?
I think for you to lecture me about reckless rhetoric is rather ironic, Tucker, in light of some of the reckless rhetoric that you engage in each and every day on this show.
Reckless rhetoric. Okay. So you've said that you are a civil libertarian, in effect. You're a libertarian, and that's fine with me. Does it bother you that the Obama administration authorized spying on American citizens connected to a rival presidential campaign?
Well, first of all, I don't think it's been established that that occurred, number one.
That Carter Page was spied on?
I don't believe that that's been established, number one, that in fact President Obama authorized
his administration
Are you
authorized
going to interrupt me for the entire segment?
I'm
or just
clarifying because I don't think you understand the question.
No, I
the
do
Obama
understand
administration
it.
authorized spying on an American citizen connected to the Trump campaign. Does that bother you at all?
First of all, I don't think that's been established. If it was established, of course it would bother me. Are we going to get to the facts of my client's case?
Yeah, let me just ask you one last real adult question
Okay,
first,
okay,
because you're traveling around the country as a commentator on politics, and I'm interested to know what you think. I don't think that's illegitimate. So it has not been established that Carter Page was spied on? Is that what you're saying?
How many times are you going to ask me the same question? I've already stated that in my view, I don't believe that President Obama has been shown to have authorized the spying, quote unquote,
the Obama administration. Why dodge the question? Look, you traveled here with policy advisors who've worked on other campaigns to the show.
I have no idea.
I think you'd be ready for a simple question.
I didn't travel here with policy advisors. Can I ask you? Let me ask you a question.
No, I don't think.
Why
don't you get a TV show and then you can ask me a question? I've asked you a simple question and you're not answering.
Why is it that you don't
question.
call Donald Trump the creepy porn president? He's the one that had sex with a 4-month-old son at home with my client without a condom.
Okay, so
but you don't want to acknowledge that.
Hold on.
You don't want to
acknowledge that.
Acknowledge it.
Okay.
Do you believe that he had sex with my client?
Yes, I do. I've said that on the air
so
multiple
he's lied
times. So let me
repeatedly
ask
to
you
the
a
American
question.
people, and you're okay with that. You think it's okay if the president lies to the American people?
Settle down. Let me finish my question to you. What is the crime, the harm, the injury to your client by Donald Trump? As far as I understand, this was a consensual sexual relationship, and yes, I believe it occurred. I don't know that, but it seems like it did. I'm willing to believe that it did. But it seemed consensual, and then she was paid at the end of it. And yet you... And by the way, I'm not attacking Stormy Daniels. I feel sorry for her. I feel she's being exploited.
You've
by
attacked
you.
her for 6 months.
I feel that you and others are exploiting her. So I feel bad for her. But I'm wondering what the injury is to her.
I think you demean her repeatedly, and
really?
I think you're a hypocrite.
So let me ask you what the injury. You want to talk about the case? I'm asking you the core question in the case. What is the injury to Stormy Daniels?
The injury is that the agreement that was entered into was not adhered to by Michael Cohen and Donald Trump. They did not fulfill their end of the bargain. Now, do you want to talk about the injury to the American people?
So
the lies
it is
and the
lying. So you believe that
No,
but you just went off on this moral lecture about how it was wrong for the president to have an adulterous affair, and I would agree with that. But you're very outraged. So yes, you said it's an injury against the American people that he had sex with someone, not his wife, when his wife was pregnant.
You didn't let me finish. The injury is that he and Michael Cohen and others lied to the American people and covered up the $130,000 payment and violated campaign finance law. That's why Michael Cohen. I'm not done. That's why Michael Cohen just pled guilty.
Let me ask you a question.
That's why Michael Cohen just pled guilty.
I understand them. I've been following the news as well.
Okay.
Did Donald Trump have a moral obligation to tell the American people that he had a sexual relationship with Stormy Daniels?
I don't care whether he had a moral obligation or not.
Why is it a crime that he didn't?
No, what he had an obligation to do was not cover it up and lie about it and commit campaign finance violations as his right hand. Michael Cohen just pled guilty to the felony. Tucker, what are you talking about?
Campaign finance violations?
Yes, associated with Miss McDougal. And I thought you were following the news.
So let me ask you. Let me ask you. I'm a little confused. So you're the protector of Stormy Daniels. Stormy Daniels is right now working in strip clubs in little towns on stage. People are throwing things at her. You're wearing a $1,000 suit. Why are you not paying her? You've profited from Stormy Daniels. You've done tens of millions of dollars worth of free media on the basis of your relationship with her, and she's working in strip clubs. You're exploiting her, and you know that. Why aren't you paying her some of what you're making?
Sir, this is absurd.
It's not absurd. Those are the facts.
No, you don't know the facts, as evidenced by the fact that
you working in strip clubs?
Are you going to continue to interrupt me, or are you going to let me finish?
I do know the facts, actually.
No, you don't, because you just demonstrated your ignorance, because you didn't even know Michael Cohen pled to 2 felonies associated with the campaign finance violations.
I don't believe that what Cohen did, and I'm not defending Cohen, I never have, was a campaign finance violation. I think it's absurd. I think it's absurd.
He pled guilty to 2 felonies.
Okay, so everyone who pleads, look, this is a... We have an honest disagreement. I don't think it was a campaign finance violation. Stormy Daniels was to perform in Richmond in a depressing strip club. This hero that you say you're protecting, you're her protector. Why is she working in seedy strip clubs while you're on television wearing expensive suits? Why are you not exploiting her? Why is she doing that?
Because she wants to, Tucker.
And she wants to.
This is America. This is America. And guess what? If a woman wants to perform in a strip club, she does so.
But you're getting rich.
Even though people, I'm not getting rich. Even though people like you demean her.
I'm not demeaning her. You're the one who's profiting.
You're the one that refers to her consistently as a porn star, and as to me as a creepy porn lawyer. And meanwhile, you give the president. Meanwhile, you give the president a pass who had unprotected sex with the porn star with a 4-month-old son at home.
Well, you are a moralizer for a guy who does what you do.
No,
you are though. You are a little moralizer. You're like, we're in church now with a 4-month-old son. Okay, I'm officially shocked by Donald Trump's behavior. I had no idea. It blew my mind. But answer my question. Why are you rich and your client is working in seedy strip clubs?
Sir, do you have any idea how much money I've earned?
You're on every cable show. You're running for president now.
You have no idea.
Well, I know that you haven't paid your taxes because you've got over $1 million worth of
ridiculous. You don't even know your facts.
It's not true.
You don't even know
over $1 million
your facts, Tucker.
Look, I'm just saying, why is she still...
How do you have a show and you're this ignorant? How is that
Here's
possible?
what I know for a fact is that your client is not thriving. And for you to look at me in the eye and say she wants to perform in strip clubs with people throwing stuff at her is insulting to her. People don't do that unless they have no choice or she just likes it. Is that what you're saying?
Tucker, now you're the defender of my client. You don't know anything about
pathetic. You're exploiting her.
You don't know anything about my client.
I know that she's working in a strip club in Richmond.
Can I finish?
Please do.
All right. I've done a remarkable job for my client, and she'll be the first one to tell you that. And had you listened to any of her interviews, interviews or
Yes.
seen any of her comments, you would know exactly what she thinks of me. I'm not done. I am not exploiting my client. I'm representing my client to the absolute.
So when she wants to get your legal advice, does she have to pretend to be a booker from CNN to get through to you?
You know, that's disgusting. Why don't you show
What's
some
disgusting
respect?
is
Why don't you
you are
show some
thriving
respect
and
to my
she is
client and me and stop calling us a porn star and a creepy porn lawyer? If you've got that big a
Well, I
problem
actually
with porn,
thought-
do you have that big a problem
I'm
with
not
porn?
making fun of.
When's the
Hold on,
last time?
slow
When's
down.
the last time you saw porn?
Oh, you busted me. Actually, I made
When's the last time?
humiliation porn. That's why I watched you on CNN.
No, but when's the last time you? When's the last time you viewed porn?
You're a little
Do you have
creepier
problem with
even
it?
than I realized.
Do you have a problem with porn?
You're
What's your
dodging
problem with
the
porn?
question that I have asked you
Let me ask you a question.
repeatedly.
Do you believe that people that view porn should watch your show?
I'm not even sure what that question means,
you
but I
believe-
will say this,
Do you?
sincerely, that I have never attacked Stormy Daniels.
Yes, you have,
I
repeatedly.
think you are exploiting her, as I've said
That's
5
absurd.
times, and you haven't answered the question, which
What's the
is,
question?
why is it that her life has stalled and your life has, you're planning a new career as a politician, and like so many lawyers, you are taking advantage of her. And you pose as a feminist hero because you are shameless and the other channels let you get away with it, but you're an exploiter of a woman, and you should be ashamed of it.
And you're
that is
and
my,
you're, and you're,
that is,
no, you let me finish.
no, we're out of time, and I gave you more time,
Hypocrite.
more time
You're a
than I
hypocrite, and
promised
you don't know what you're talking
but it's
about.
nice
Yet
to see
again.
you.
Yet again.